I'm hoping Megha can hear us. She's on the ground in Tianjin. Let me just go across to her for an update, sir. I'll come back to you. So Megha, now the one main bilateral is over. There are two more. One is going to be the Putin Xi meeting, and the other is going to be the PM Modi President Putin meeting, which is scheduled for tomorrow. Now I know this is difficult, but it looks like from where we are sitting that is roughly gone to plan. That there are no surprises, nothing has become awkward, or no disaster has happened. So this was the plan, this was the tone and tenor both of them wanted to set. They seem to have set it. When do we hear feedback from the MEA or some official version of what has happened?
Absolutely. We'll have to wait up until 9 p.m. local time over here. So at about 7:30 is at about India time, it is going to be about 12:30 p.m. 12:30 a.m. is when we are going to get to know what exactly transpired in that 1 hour long meeting. Those were the opening remarks that you just heard a while ago of Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
It'll be the reverse. It'll be 6:30 in India. Yeah, finish your thought. Yes.
Yeah, sorry, beg your pardon. Yes, 6:30 p.m. in India, and those opening remarks were clearly indicative of what the conversation would have happened after those remarks were made, after those exchange was done, particularly with regards to the Kailash Mansarovar, the Yatra that has resumed after 5 years. We're talking about, of course, resumption of the direct flights between India and Beijing, between Delhi and Beijing, and also when we talk about allowing for visas for Indian nationals and Chinese nationals to be resumed and provided in fast procession. So these are some of the salient points of the conversation around which both the leaders must have held those talks.
All right. So now, do we have an idea of any other bilaterals the PM is doing now? Do we have clarity on that now?
There is a window from 5 p.m. local time to 5:45 p.m. local time when the Prime Minister is scheduled to hold bilaterals. I am at this point of time making an educated guess that this will be the time period between which a bilateral may happen between the Indian Prime Minister and the Myanmarese President. So we'll keep an eye out on that. But besides that, there is no indication whatsoever if a Prime Minister will hold any other bilaterals with other heads of the states. Can there be a possibility of a pull aside that happens during the reception, or there may be just some informal chats that happen amongst the leaders with Prime Minister included? Could there be an informal photo session that happens between Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Xi Jinping and President Putin? Remains to be seen.
I don't think so. I'm sure the Russians would love it. I don't think the Chinese or Indians would want it. I don't think a tri-party photo op is going to take place. And yes, pull-asides are separate. They are left to the leaders on the spot if they want to have a quick chat. But the schedule is something different, because then schedule has a pre-planned agenda on why they're meeting and where they're meeting. And so far, there doesn't seem to be a clear schedule on this, which means not a lot of these conversations are taking place. The agenda was to talk to Xi Jinping, done, to have a conversation with Vladimir Putin. And I want to again underline that PM Modi and the MEA know that this meeting with Vladimir Putin is scheduled for tomorrow morning. So this morning he has spoken with the Ukrainian President Zelensky. Okay. So a conversation has also happened with Zelensky before it happens with Putin. I'm just underlining that fact. Of course, the meeting with Putin is in person. It might be longer, and I'm reasonably convinced, and more than suggesting from an educated point of view, that India is constantly encouraging the Russians to end the war, but we are respectful of the fact that in order to end the special operations or the war in Ukraine, whichever way you see it, it has to be done on terms that both sides can agree on, which means you'll have to listen to a Russian perspective. You can't do a peace deal on Ukraine without even inviting Russia to the table, which is what Biden was trying. Trump is at least trying it differently, but it's not sorted. Okay, so Megha, we'll come back to you in a bit and let you have the conversations as